President Trump is continuing his crusade against Smithsonian museums in Washington. The White House released a list of exhibits and items it objects to due to what it says is woke ideology. This comes on the heels of a letter the White House sent to the Smithsonian announcing an internal review of several museums. Dominique Moody explains the reason for the actions and why some visitors oppose these steps.
We're wanting to keep the elements of truth in our history intact.
Lexis Carter and other church members from Glen Arden's First Baptist Church are back at the National Museum of African American History and Culture. Carter says the return is deliberate.
With the current state of our country, we don't know how long certain elements, of the museum will stay the same.
Those thoughts come after President Trump and the White House directed sharp criticism at the Smithsonian and its museums. President Trump taking to social media, writing in part, "The Smithsonian is out of control," where everything discussed is how horrible our country is, how bad slavery was. Those comments are a far cry from the president's remarks during his first administration. In 2017, he toured the National Museum of African American History and Culture.
Always look to the United States as the promised land of universal freedom. Today and every day of my presidency, I pledge to do everything I can to continue that promise of freedom for African Americans and for every American. So important.
Last week, the White House stated that President Trump is right. The Smithsonian Institution is out of control and released a list of Smithsonian exhibits that it deemed distorted history. Some of those examples included a picture of a pride flag outside a museum, featured programs at the National Museum of the American Latino, portraits of Dr. Anthony Fauci, a transgender Statue of Liberty, and an exhibit inside the National Museum of African American History and Culture.
If you can remove history and you can rewrite history and you can dictate history, then what you are essentially doing is you are putting yourself in the center of the historical narrative.
Dr. Kay Wise Whitehead is the executive director for the Carson Institute for Race, Peace, and Social Justice and a Loyola University of Maryland professor. She says all pieces and perspectives are critical.
This is the American narrative. It is bloody, it is brutal, but it's also beautiful and poignant. It is our story, and our stories matter.
Earlier this month, the Trump administration sent a letter to the Smithsonian informing the institution of an internal review of materials at 8 museums. The White House says if all benchmarks are met on schedule, it would complete its review by early 2026. For museum visitors, they say they're hoping the review doesn't lead to less inclusivity and an incomplete picture.
We're wanting to keep the elements of truth in our history intact because they matter.
In the district, Dominique Moody, News 4.